Hello and welcome to another stream of me attempting mock cars passages, very helpfully posted on Jack Westin website. I am a non-traditional pre-med back in school after working in the allied healthcare field for several years. I am preparing for the AAMC's MCAT exam, finishing some university courses, and participating in a systematic research project. Join me almost every day as I attempt these passages and get better at solving them along with me. I am new to YouTube streaming, so I thank you for your patience as I figure out how to continually improve the quality of my streams. Today is Thursday, October 13th, 2022. I've lit my candle with a warm tobacco pipe scent that smells fantastic, especially as it's getting cooler outside. I do have some kids roaming outside my room. Although they are engaged in some activities, I apologize if you hear them or if they walk in to talk to me and you get disturbed. I also apologize if you have been waiting for a stream for the past few days and did not get one. Although I do not believe anyone would be waiting, seeing as I do not get any live views yet anyways. Well, someone other than me will hopefully discover them and find them helpful someday. I was hoping that Jack Weston would have a passage analysis video for the question today, and I would finally watch it here, but unfortunately they do not have done one for today's CARS question. Maybe tomorrow, seeing as the one they posted yesterday was a video one. So I would love to go through that here as well one day, and maybe that day will be tomorrow. Well, that's it for my intro. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the website, and as always, it will be most helpful if you have the jackweston.com website open on your end on one screen as well and are reading the passage either by yourself or listening to me read it to you, and then we can do the questions together. You can mute me for the time that I'm not starting. I haven't started doing the questions, and then that way you get to read and yourself and sort of comprehend what the passage is about yourself. But you can certainly listen to me as well if you find that helpful. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up the website. Bear with me. And I'm just going to double check whether you, okay, so everybody, I mean, it's on the screen, so it can be seen. Okay, awesome. And I can see that I have sound as well, so perfect. Okay, so this one is, they've labeled it Jack Weston, and this is the website right here that you can go. They post daily MCAT questions, and before they only used to have CARS questions, and now they have other disciplines as well, like biochemistry, I believe, and biology and behavioral sciences. It all varies, but they have quite a bank of these passages, and I believe this is the format, the screen right here that you see, that you'll be taking the MCAT exam, and so I think it's terrific that they're doing this, and it's quite helpful that they're doing this. They also host a lot of live free helpful sessions that you can check out. They have other paid help for pre-med students as well, but they have certainly have like quite a bit of free help as well, which is I think fantastic because I think us as students going through university and then mm, preparing for the MCAT, it's not always possible to work as many hours or even work. Sometimes it's not even possible if you're doing research or something to work. And with me, in my case, since I do have kids, and I'm doing a research project and I am doing some university courses and preparing for the MCAT exam, it gets pretty expensive, and my time is pretty much all taken. So I cannot take up any more job opportunities, unfortunately. And I'm pretty sure that many pre-med students are in the same boat. So very thankful to Jack Westin, and I'm just using their questions every day to prepare myself, and I'm sure that this is going to help me. But time will tell. All right, so let's begin. What is the content of the photographic message? I already like this passage, right? Like it helps when the topic is something that you can, dive into, that you can relate to someone and understand better, right? What does a photograph transmit? By definition, the scene itself, the literal reality of what it captures from the object to its image. There is, of course, a reduction in proportion, perspective, color, but at no time is this reduction a transformation. However, the photograph is an image, not reality. It is at least reality's perfect analog. And it is exactly that analogical perfection which to common sense defines the photograph. Thus can be seen the special status of the photographic image. It is a message without a code, something immediately apprehended without explanation. Are there other messages that seem to perfect copies of realities? At first sight, yes, precisely the whole range of artistic reproductions of reality. Drawings, paintings, cinema, theater. In fact, however, each of those messages contains something else. All these imitative arts comprise two messages: a denoted message, which is the image itself, and a connoted message, which is the manner in which the society communicates what it thinks of it. This duality of messages is evident in all reproductions other than photographic ones. There is no drawing, no matter how exact, whose very exactitude does not alter the reality it copies. These other media all show reality in a certain style. When we come to the photograph, however, we find in principle nothing of the kind, at any rate as regards the press photograph, which is never an artistic photograph. The photograph professes to be a mechanical analog of reality. Of all the structures of information, the photograph appears as the only one that is exclusively constituted and copied by a denoted message. For most people, photographs seems to show an image of reality without style. This purely denotive status of photograph, in short, is objectivity, has every chance of being mythical. These are the characteristics that common sense attributes to the photograph. However, photographs are connotative too. They have stylistic aspects that carry social meaning along with the image. When the photograph is of dark alley, social signals we all share tell us to understand it is as scary. If of a flower in sunshine, hope and rebirth. connotation is not necessarily immediately graspable at the level of the message itself, but it can already be inferred from certain phenomena which occur at the level of the production and reception of the message. On the one end, the press photograph is an object that has been worked on, chosen, composed, constructed, treated according to professional, aesthetic, or ideological norms, which are so many factors of connotation. On the other hand, the same photograph is not only perceived, received, it is read, connected more or less consciously by the public that consumes it to a traditional stock of signs. A press photograph carries social meaning on part of the photographer and the audience. The photographer composes the photograph so it will have the most impact he wants, either politically or aesthetically. The audience reads the press photograph in relation to all the other photographs it has seen before and how they have been taught by others to read it. Since every sign supposes a code, it is this code of connotation that one should try to establish. The photographic paradox can then be seen as the simultaneous presence of two messages, the one without a code, the photographic analog, and the other with a code, the art or the treatment or the writing or the rhetoric of the photograph. While the photograph seems to be only image, it too carries other social meanings with it. Very nice. This was written by Roland Barthes, and it was originally called The Photographic Message, and it was written in 1977. So I think it was pretty easy to grasp the main message from the passage. This question is, based on the passage, it is reasonable to conclude that a movie, and they have in brackets passage 3. Okay. So this is passage 3. That a movie does not reproduce reality, denotes but does not connote, is less artistic than a photograph, is vulnerable to stylistic analysis. Passage 3, just as a reminder to us, read, are there other messages that seem to be perfect copies of reality? At first sight, yes, precisely the whole range of artistic reproductions of reality, drawings, painting, cinema, theater. So in here is movies. In fact, however, each of those messages contain something else. All these imitative arts comprise two messages, a denoted message, which is the image itself, and the connoted message, which is the manner in which the society communicates what it thinks of it. This duality of messages is evident in all reproductions other than photographic ones. There is no drawing, no matter how exact, whose very exactitude does not alter the reality it copies. These other media all show reality in a certain style. Okay. So it is both, they have both denotation and connotation. So it cannot be this, does not reproduce reality. It does not reproduce reality. Well, it does reproduce reality, right? So this is wrong. Is less artistic than a photograph? No, I think it's implying that movies are in fact more artistic than a photograph. Is vulnerable to stylistic analysis. I think this might be the answer, and I'd be surprised if it's not, and I'm really doing something wrong. So that is correct. D is correct. This is correct. Paragraph 3 lists movies as one of the art forms that display a reality with a certain style. That means that one can analyze a movie according to its style. Perfect. Next question. Of the following statements, which one best describes the central focus of the passage? Most forms of artwork, like photographs do, most forms of artwork, most forms of art work, oh, work. Most forms of art work like photographs do. This is incorrect. The meaning of a photograph is partly socially determined. Okay. I don't know if that's the main. Press photographs are subjective, even if they seem objective. Okay. Photography is the art form that most captures reality. Hmm. I would say, the author is trying to tell us that the artistic, like, it's hard for people on first look to be like, well, a press photograph is going to have some stylistic qualities, right? Um, that's what it's trying to say, while the other ones quite obviously have both the connoted message and the denoted message, right? The denoted message is associated with reality, and the connoted message is the subjective one, which what people think about it, right? So in if we're considering that, um, then I would say press photographs are subjective, even if they seem objective, would be the one, because this is what we're meant to sort of. This is what I guess the expectation from a press photograph is, and that's what the passage is trying to say. Um, Photography is the art form that most captures reality. Not enough that says that, and it's not the central focus. The meaning of a photograph is partly socially determined. This is part of the story, right? But it's not the whole story, I believe, because I don't know. Let's see. Oh, oh my goodness. Okay, so I was wrong. So B is correct. This is correct. This is the closest to the main idea of the passage. Why is C not the answer? This is tempting because press photographers are discussed in the passage, but uh, oh, press photographs. Okay, okay. But the discussion only takes up a small portion of the overall passage. Okay. So this is the main idea. Photos carry social meanings along with the image. Okay. All right. Missed that one. Which of the following items of passage information provides the least support for the author's thesis? Least support for the author's thesis. A photograph simplifies, but does not transform reality. Readers compare a press photograph to all other photographs they have seen. A press photograph is still subject to processes of composition. A photo of a flower in sunshine generates positive feelings. Please support the thesis. A photograph simplifies but does not transform reality. Readers compare a press photograph to all photographs they have seen. Well, this is correct. So this is in line. This is also in line. a photo, it's in there, it's not like the main point, but a press photograph is still subject to processes of composition. Like writing? I would say this one, A. Good. This is the best answer. This point comes from paragraph 1, which argues a claim that the author later counters. Paragraph 1 was, what is the content of a photographic message? What does the photograph transmit? By definition, the scene itself, the literal reality of what it captures. From the object to its image, there is, of course, a reduction in proportion, perspective, color, but at no time is this reduction a transformation. Okay. So this opposes. A photograph simplifies but does not transform reality. According to the information provided, the attitude of most people to a photograph is most like that of, and I don't like these comparisons. I don't know why, I just do not like doing these. Let me just check if my audio is okay. Yeah, my audio is perfect. According to the information provided, the attitude of most people to a photograph is most like that of, the attitude of most people to a photograph is most like that of a baseball batter to a pitcher, a pedestrian to a stop sign, a photographer to her subject, a trial jury to a witness. Well, it did say that people go by memory, right? Like it's subjective, right? So people, when did they have people? Okay. Okay. On the other, the same photograph is not perceived. Received is not only perceived, received, it is read, connected more or less consciously by the public that consumed it and consumes it to a traditional stock of signs that we have like internally. A press photograph carries social meaning on part of the photographer and the audience. So the audience is giving this social meaning, the signs that they have. So it's not just like taken for whatever is just shown in the photograph, like a matter of fact kind of a thing. I like this, a trial jury to a witness, because a witness, you would have preconceived information or signs or something you would associate it with a witness, right? Attitude of most people to a photograph. Like you're analyzing it somewhat, right? You're associating meaning with it. Photographer to her subject. A photographer to her subject. Well, this is curation. So they're not looking at the subject, they're looking to create the image. So I wouldn't think this would be correct. A pedestrian to a stop sign. This is a sign, like this is more straightforward, right? When you see a stop sign, you know that it's a stop sign. It says stop, but it also means it has other meaning. You need to stop. And we know this from other information that we have already about driving, that you need to stop. A baseball batter to a pitcher. I don't think if a pitcher wouldn't have any other meaning beside a pitcher. So I'm now a witness. When a trial jury is looking as a witness at a witness, they're supposed to consider facts. They're not supposed to be subjective. So maybe wouldn't be it. However, a pedestrian to a stop sign, this is really difficult. I'm just gonna go with B. It was D. Oh, this is a difficult question, but this is the best answer. A trial jury is supposed to take a witness testimony as if it is an accurate, unbiased, unstylized representation of reality. Similarly, according to paragraph 1 and 3, most people believe photographs transmit reality, that they are unbiased, unstylized. Okay, so I think where I got confused is that the author is trying to relay that it's actually supposed to be both, like it is both, that it is a representation of reality. However, it's also subjective, and that the public assigns meaning to it. Assigns meaning to it. But okay, so let's see why B was not the correct answer. The passage argues early on that most people see photos as if they transmit reality. It is not clear what sort of reality a stop sign would transmit. Okay. And the last question, which of the following beliefs would be most in agreement with the theme of the passage? Humans are constantly influenced by the people around them. Photographers should take photographs responsibly. It is better to be at an event than to see a recording of it. A picture is not actually worth a thousand words. So the question says, which of the following beliefs would be most One second, just give me a second. Okay. Which of the following beliefs would be most in agreement with the theme of the passage? Humans are constantly influenced by people around them. Photographers should take photographs responsibly. It is better to be at an event than to see a recording of it. A picture is not actually worth 1,000 words. I would say A, because the rest of them photographers should take photographs responsibly. I don't know why, like that just seems like a little bit of nonsense. Okay, so let's see. Okay. This is the best answer. A is closest to the main idea. The people around you is another way to say society. So A is in line with the idea that photos carry social meanings and are not just pure reflections of reality. That is, when we look at a photo, how others see the material involved in the photo affects how we see that photo. All right, terrific. So this was question number 5, and we are all done for today. And thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to stop sharing. If you found my video or stream today helpful or enjoyable, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment below. I would love to hear where you are watching from and how your medical school admission journey is going. Thank you for watching and for being patient as I continue to learn how to improve the quality of my pre-recorded videos and live streams. So until next time, don't have a good day, have a great day, stay awesome, and bye.